I met Miss Minton when I was about 5 or 6 years old. My dad was a pastor, a Methodist pastor, and he would hold revivals for Brother Bill Davenport at Trinity here in Columbia at the time. And so I can remember Miss Minton from when I was very, very young.
Miss Minton was one of my professors. I started at college at 48, so she was always an encouragement to me as a non-traditional to do my best, and she was delightful and funny, and yet taught us what we needed to know. So yes, she was one of my favorite professors while I was here.
Miss Minton is actually a longtime family friend of mine. I did not grow up around her, but my family knows her really well. And when I came to Lindsay, they were excited that, we had a connection. And so I went to meet with her. Of course, she made me feel right at home. I remember very early on in one of our first conversations, she said, I know your parents can get to you, but I can get to you a lot quicker. And, if something were to happen, and she gave me her cell phone number. And from that moment, I was like, okay, this is what Lindsay Wilson is about when they say it's a family atmosphere and things like that.
I really didn't know what I wanted to major in, but she's the reason I fell in love with communication. And she has been a mentor and a friend and now a colleague ever since.
I think that she is very charismatic, for one, and she has a way of, when she's talking to you, you buy in to what she says, and she just can challenge you in ways to make you see things so differently. And, in studying communication and the way people think and work and operate, and it's something that you don't think has maybe a lot of depth to it at first until you actually are challenged to think more into it. And I think that she just has a way of, igniting that fire to want to understand people on a deeper level.
One day I was leaving class, and she said, "Carol, who are you?" And I said, "Well, I'm a student, and I'm a children's minister, and I'm a grandmother." She said, "No, those are things that you do. Who are you?" I didn't have an answer then, and all these years later, I still think about it. Who is Carol? So I appreciate that she took me aside and asked me that.
I think Miss Minton is Lindsay Wilson. I think that she embodies everything that we consider to be our DNA. I think that she lives the mission. I think that she truly puts every student first, and that is every single day of her life. She is passionate about the classroom because she loves to invest in students' lives. She's so intentional about making sure that they understand that it's not just about the classroom, but what they learn in the classroom, that they take it to make an impact in the world. And I think that those traits, her care and compassion for students and for others, is what has made her such an incredible professor over the years. And again, I truly believe that she is Lindsay Wilson College.
The first thing that obviously comes to mind is she is kind of the center point of Malvina Farkle Day. Every September, she gets on the stage, she leads the crowd in singing the Malvina Farkle Day song. I can't think of a better way to describe her personality than her literally screaming at the top of her lungs.
I consider her a friend, and as well as a colleague and as a teacher that I loved. And that's important this day and age, that you can call people friends.
And so it's just fun, she has such an adventurous spirit. She is quick-witted. She loves to go and, have adventures and spend time with the people she loves. And I'm really, really thankful that I'm one of the people she chooses to spend time with.
I just think she's the most fantastic person that's ever walked the planet. I think God had a very special purpose for her. I think that his design for her was very intentional. He knew what Lindsay Wilson needed in Susan Minton. He knew what her family needed, and he knew what her students needed. And in doing so, he created the most beautiful person, who many people think is Malvina Farkle. Contrary to popular belief, though, her name is Susan Minton, and she is a fantastic person, and I am just honored to have known her since I was a child.
Please welcome the 2019 Honorary Alumna Award recipient, Susan Knight Minton.